Today we are privileged to introduce a powerhouse in constitutional law and individual rights. A tireless advocate for individual rights, Amanda Ridding is a constitutional scholar and the guiding force behind the Canadian Law Study Group. Amanda has dedicated her life to unraveling the complexities of Canadian law and empowering citizens with critical knowledge. Amanda's journey is one of resilience and determination. Despite facing significant neurological challenges, she has not only reclaimed her health, but has also become a beacon of clarity in the often overwhelming world of constitutional governance. Through her work with the Canadian Law Study Group, Amanda simplifies complex legal principles, bridging the gap between common and administrative law. Her mission? To help citizens reclaim their sovereignty by understanding their constitution, an invaluable legal instrument that defines the fabric of the nation. In this episode, Amanda will share her wealth of knowledge, shedding light on the principles that protect individual freedoms and the critical role of the Constitution in our daily lives. Let's join Damien and Amanda on this casual yet enlightening conversation.
Hello to our Sovereign Empowerment audience, and I would like to introduce to our audience a law dynamo, a constitutional scholar and powerhouse, whom in the early days of my personal law journey, after a huge awakening during the Covidius Minimus Fraudus Maximus foisted upon us, was fortunate enough to stumble upon Amanda's early law videos, which fortunately kept me firmly away from the maritime pseudo-law nonsense regurgitated by the likes of David Straight and his cohorts. I learned to apply the law correctly, armed with the jurisdictionary course and constitutional law research. Now, considering she has suffered a neurological impairment, rendered her unable to speak, she has bravely fought back, nursing herself to health with her loving family, while unpicking the treachery of the current Canadian government and administrative systems. The Canadian Study Law Group go from strength to strength, with an intelligent, well-researched crowd participating at all times. This constitutional piece on Canada is not only relevant, being as they are part of the Commonwealth and subject to the deceit of our current monarch and the British regime, but because all common law jurisdictions are currently under attack, England, the United States, as well as Canada. I look forward to hearing more about Amanda's extraordinary work, and it has huge legal ramifications and relevance here. Amanda, lovely to see you again, lovely to speak to you.
Well, I really do appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do this today. It does mean an awful lot to me. Now, I'm not actually ignoring you. I had my screen on my office computer all set up and ready to go, and I had to switch computers at the last minute. So it's kind of left me a bit of a, what do you call it, unprepared.
Don't worry.
All right. I'll just run it as I go. Now, Damien, one of the things I want to talk about before we get started is what is a constitution? We always refer to our health as our constitution. And there's a good reason for that. A constitution is a word that represents the design, if you will, for a living organism or living organization. Hence, you'll see the connection to natural law there. So, presumably, our body constitution is in our DNA. But for a country, the Constitution is going to be written on paper. And any official document is known as a legal instrument in law. So you're going to hear me use the term instrument a lot. When I use the word instrument, I'm not talking about a piano. I'm talking about an official document in law. So going back to the Constitution, England does not have codified Constitution the way Canada does or the US does. But I do know the roots of our Constitution very much stem back to England. Now, the crown is an object, and it has all the land and the people protected by it. It establishes a domain. Does that make sense too?
Yes, very much so.
So the crown is everything that's covered by the crown is part of the crown's domain. It does not give any one person. So understanding the importance of a constitution and how it's supposed to operate is really important. And what's happening in Canada, in England, in the USA, is that we have a lot of administrative law that's been established, and we've lost sight of the Constitution. But that's a very important distinction to understand what is administrative law. I'll tell you what it isn't. It may be statutory, giving it statutory power, but it's not constitutional. Do you know what I mean by that?
Well, it's not inherent with the rights of man, is it?
So now,
The Constitution Act, 1867. So that was under Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom. There's those two words, United Kingdom. We're such a union. So political, would conduce in the welfare and promote the interests of the British Empire. My God.
so if you take a look, the United Kingdom basically marks the crown domain. Now, the land and people under that domain are protected by the object. Now, why do we put power and authority into an object?
Good question.
The
Yeah,
object
yeah, makes
without
sense.
life cannot die. Let me just cover that for a moment. Are you aware that losing on the battlefield is allowed?
Yes.
Do you know why?
Tell me.
Because what I possess in life is mine. The moment I die, I don't need it to stay alive. On a battlefield, if I have no coat and I find someone with a coat, I can take it because I'm trying to stay alive. And life takes precedence. Now, the moment you die, what you possess, you no longer possess. Make sense?
Yeah.
How do you maintain possession of property rights or vehicle rights or bank account rights if you die?
Through a constitution.
You have to tie it to something that won't die.
Yes.
What do you have in your possession that's an imitation of you without life, making it real but artificial, that won't die? What do you have?
Well, the legal person, the title.
Your birth certificate.
There you go.
Because we have a birth certificate in our name, it is an imitation of our real being.
Right.
And we tie our property rights to the artificial person. So when we die, our rights remain in stasis. They're being held by the artificial person till your will can be fulfilled.
This is all in the two-dimensional domain.
Yes, but it's necessary because without tying your rights to an artificial person, everything you possess when you die is free reign. So if you want your house, children, you better tie your rights to your artificial person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Now, whose name is your birth certificate in?
It's going to be the all caps name.
Whose name is it in?
The
Your
name
name.
the name that I was given.
Yes, your name.
Yes.
My own name is on it. So if it's in my name, who owns it?
I possess the name.
What does registration do?
What does the...
Registration do?
It's, well, registration certainly here, the legal meaning means to record on public record.
Yeah, right.
So you're making a public record.
So everyone else knows this is your right.
That's right. Yes.
It's declaring your right for everyone else to know.
Yes.
What's it saying about possession? Possession is what fraction of the law? 9/10.
Yes, correct.
What about the 10th?
What, the 1/10? I would make the assumption, is that then the 1/10 to the crown?
No.
No?
If you are driving my car, you possess it.
Right, yes.
As far as everyone's concerned, you own it. As it says, from a hair missing. Someone stole it. That 1/10 is my registration right.
That's right.
Hello, Mr. Police Officer. Arrest him. He may possess it, but it's my titled right.
Because you've registered, yeah. You've registered that fact.
Have you ever been robbed?
Fortunately not.
I have dealt with the police for robbery, and the only staff we even had a chance of reclaiming were those that we registered or had the serial numbers for. Police won't help you. There's no way to prove it's yours. That 1/10 is necessary to trump the 9/10.
And people are frightened of registration, aren't they? They're frightened of registering things.
What do you suppose that is? Unless that's part of the plan of Agenda 2030.
You got it.
Surrender and all your titled property, right? And you'll own nothing and be what?
Well, happy apparently. The nice thing is you're breaking down very simply and concisely everyday things that people don't actually give any thought to.
But they also make you afraid of it, and they layer on all kinds of complication that you don't stop to tear it apart and figure out what's nonsense until you're left with a naked truth. All I want is a naked truth.
Amen.
So, now that we have that, I want to go into explaining what's happened. In Canada, we have a common law system, and we also have an administrative system, and they're not the same. What do you think the difference is?
Well, the common law protects the rights of the people, and the administrative system is very much for governance and harkens back to Roman law.
So common law is common for everyone.
That's right.
That includes the government. Common law, there is no rent or station. We're all the same.
It's derived from biblical principles.
Yeah, but I don't want to dive into biblical principles.
No, of course.
You're right. You're 100% right. I just want to be careful about going too much into religion. Not because a lot of people have different religions.
The common law is very much, it's part of the fabric of society, and certainly we can trace it back to Anglo-Saxon times, going back at least 1,000 years. And what we have here, obviously you've got it says in our constitutional statutes, the ancient laws, so the laws of the land here, ancient usage and customs and statutes.
Laws of the land. There's a word for that. Do you know what that word is? Covenant.
It's the
covenant.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Covenants run with the land. And in a common law court, we're all equal, regardless of station or rent. And if it's an argument over property, the one with the possession wins unless the other one has registered title rights.
Brilliant.
The law wins. Make sense?
Yeah, totally.
All right. So, in Canada, I'm going to show you quickly here. The Constitution unites 4 provinces together to form one dominion, federal, under the crown, not the king, the crown. And who's also under the crown? The king. Because he wears it, doesn't give him dominion. Because the crown's above him. Okay? And the Crown, if you will, protects divine rights. Okay? Now, there are a lot of people who will dispute that the Constitution is valid because Section 2 was repealed. But they fail to acknowledge this law is living, it's always speaking. What happens in a state law when there's no will? Do you know, Damien?
Right. But you're talking probate, but without a will.
It goes to error in law.
Well, then
Right.
the state generally.
Don't complicate it.
Okay.
I don't want the process. Does it not go to the error in law?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay, don't complicate it.
Sorry.
All right. Now, when we had it written before, it had to go to the heir in law. It had to go to the crown prince, firstborn. They was there, it limited the monarch to giving the crown to family. Repealing that does not make this done. And actually, it limits the monarch from changing the power to the I'm gonna change it to parent. It does not make it done. What it does do is it allows the monarch free reign on who they will it to. The power is still tied to the crown as a covenant. Runs with the land. But now the law does not restrict the monarch from who they will it to. That was it. It was only to free up the monarch to will it to people other than family. Now,
Right.
pardon me, I can only speculate, but I suspect the forefathers pushed for that in the hopes that one day Canada would have their own monarch. And to the way I see it, we can amend the Constitution and make that monarch elected, like Queen Amidala from Star Wars. Make sense?
Totally.
So the union declared is under the crown, and all the power of the Constitution is tied to the crown and the land. Establish a covenant. Okay? Now, the first thing we do is we have to find housekeepers to take care of the house, our home, right? So we establish the executive power. What's another word for executive power?
For parent. Well,
Administration?
a guardian.
I'm looking for the word administration.
Oh, administration. Yes.
Okay, just like the US use, right? They just elected a new administration.
Right.
They're the servants who keep the house, the home, organized. Doesn't give them power over you or me. Now, Damien, what is a noun?
A noun, a describing word.
Person, place, or thing. A noun is a person, place, or thing. That was way more complicated than I wanted. So, person, place, or thing, right? What is a proper noun? It is a name or a title of a person, place, or thing. A proper noun is a name or title of a person, place, or thing. Make sense?
Excellent. Totally. And we are dealing with titles.
So, pay attention when you read law. I'm going back to the thing for a moment. That is a thing. That is a proper noun. First letter, uppercase. But what about this? It's a proper noun. About that, proper noun.
Right.
Pay attention to proper nouns. They often note action.
Right. I can see that now. That's brilliant.
Now, right here, proper noun. Who's the subject?
Who's the subject?
Yeah, legislature. So the authority is the authority of the legislature. Now, have you ever registered a corporation?
I haven't registered a corporation, no.
Why is it capitalized?
Why do you capitalise?
Why is it capitalized?
I think because it's a fiction, isn't it? It's a fiction in law.
It's a limitation.
Or a limitation, yes.
Capitalizing it limits it to what the subject is.
Right, excellent.
So, if I say public, lowercase, is it limited?
Lowercase? No.
If I say public, capital P, is it limited? Yes, it is.
It is. What, with the uppercase?
If it's capital P, U-B-L-I-C, it's limited.
What, when you've done the capitalised the first part and then lowercase, it's limited.
We'll show you.
Okay, excellent. This is great, actually, because there's a real distinction in the grammar. And this is, I think a lot of people overlook this.
What does that say? The one I highlighted.
Yeah, so yeah, public revenue. So you've got the capital P and then the lowercase.
And what else is capitalized?
And then the capital R for revenue.
And who's it limited to?
It's for appropriating any part of the public or the imposing to originate in the House of Commons. Bills for the appropriate.
Damien,
Yes.
pay attention. I don't need you to read the law. I need you to pay attention to what I'm asking you. Public
Yes.
revenue limited to.
To the public.
Which public?
Us.
Are you sure about that?
Or is it the money votes royal assent? So the Crown?
No.
No? The state?
Yeah.
There we go.
And the state is not the people.
No.
So the state manages Crown land. Land and resources common to the people, not claimed by individual right.
Right.
And whatever money the state makes from the Crown land and resources is public, capital P.
Public revenue.
And that's what they can tax. But they can only do part of it. It's limited too. So, in Canada, we have an executive government, or caretaker, or administration, or housekeeper, who has authority over Canada, the land, and it's vested in, not the Crown. Who's it vested in?
The title of, well, the title of the Queen.
Not the Crown. The Crown is everyone. The Queen is limited.
And it's a capital. Yeah, I see. I can see it now.
And
Well, one of your
that's-
group popped up and said, that's mind-blowing. And she's correct. Pippa, you're correct. This is mind-blowing.
Now, that power, she's over there. And we, back in 1967, didn't have time to wait for a blazed ship to go back and forth. We had a second person with power. And that person is the Revenue General. And he assumes the mother to act with only this and that. But
Right. Executive officer or administrator.
Governor General.
Oh,
So, sorry, I'll start right here.
do you want me to read that out?
Yes, please.
Governor General, for the time being, of Canada, or other, the Chief Executive Officer or Administrator, for the time being, carrying on the Government of Canada on behalf and in the name of the Queen, by whatever title he is designated. Yeah, I like it.
Now, do you know what that is?
Well, I can see, certainly by the wording, I can see where it's limited.
It's a power of attorney clause.
Say that again, sorry.
It is a power of attorney clause.
Yes, yeah, it makes sense.
So the power of attorney is vested in the Governor General.
Yeah.
So who is the Commander-in-Chief of Canada?
You'll have to answer that.
One moment. I'll show you.
Right, let's have a look. As per the letters patent,
Pardon.
General is also the Commander-in-Chief of Canada. As per the latest letters. We say patent here, but you say patent. As per the letters patent, the Governor General is also the Commander-in-Chief of Canada. My word.
So who the
I'm
hell
not-
is Prime Minister? Forget the names of people. Who the hell is Prime Minister?
Well, there's no office, is there, of Canada, of Prime Minister with the power on behalf of vested in the Queen.
Now, that power of attorney clause is limited to the Governor General. No lieutenant governor of any province has full power of attorney.
Then the provincial governors that you have there, are they just masquerading? Are they pretending to have power?
They limit, but they have less power.
Right.
So they're in there, but they have less power.
Do you find this in that Constitutional Act of 1867?
Which one?
This application of provision relating to Governor General. Where did you find that?
I've been reading the Constitution. I'm taking this all from the law.
Excellent.
I don't read other people's work. I read the law.
And that's what we must do. That's I read through all of our constitutional statutes. You're quite right. We don't have a codified, but we do have constitutional laws go through at least around 15 statutes and declarations, and they have the force of law today. I mean, I use, going back to 1368, observance of due process. I've used that along with the English Bill of Rights to have cases thrown out of court.
So we start with the Constitution, okay? And the Constitution, just so you know, it separates powers into two levels. The federal level, which I have on the left here, and the provincial level on the right. Let's focus on the left. We have the executive government, aka Government of Canada, established by Rule 9 of the Constitution Act. Make sense?
Yes, totally.
So now we have our first government established. Now we have to do, how do we make rules? Can you read that?
There shall be one Parliament of Canada, consisting of the Queen, an upper house styled the Senate and the House of Commons.
Does that look accurate to you? We have the Parliament of Canada, established by Rule 17, and there shall be a House of Commons on the left, Senate in the middle, and the monarch on the right. Are they equal?
Yeah, it looks correct to me.
Yeah, but in law, they're all equal, right?
Yes, it's the separation of powers.
Three parts to make a whole.
That's it. You're supposed to have the separation of powers, so there's balances and checks.
Right?
You're supposed to. You've got to have those separation of powers. Which is, they've all become one here in a communist blighty. They've managed to fuse the three together and fill the judiciary with communist political activists.
Do you see that?
I do now. Yes, yeah. Canada's branches of government.
What's wrong with that?
Well, the monarch's only at the top, isn't he?
Over what?
Over the legislative. Oh, I see. Yeah, yes, yeah.
What does that signify?
Have the executive and the legislative, then, are they now agencies of the Crown or the monarch?
I'm writing this in the chat for you to read out.
You want me to read that out?
Oh, yeah.
The overthrowing, that looked that way, the overthrowing of the Government of Canada.
And I can prove it. They use the legislation to do it, and I can prove it. And I can prove how they use agents of the monarch, not of the crown.
Agents of the title of monarch.
Agents of the king, not of the crown.
The Crown representing the people.
The crown represents Canada.
Right. The people and the Constitution.
And the king presents himself, the state.
The British regime.
No, Canada.
Just the state. Okay.
Canada.
Yeah.
I feel too, but this is for Canada. He only represents the state for the country he's established in. He represents his own interests and the state for the country she's in. But He's not of Canada. He is and he isn't. The moment he's not in the zero government, he's now de facto. And in de facto, he's acting not for Canada. Who's he acting for? Look at the attack.
Charles III. Personally, Charles III.
Yeah.
So he's acting in his own personal interests.
Yeah. And who's he friends with?
The World Economic Forum.
All the bad actors. Are you having fun?
Yeah, it's good. It's a deep dive. I like it because I know very little about Canadian law, so this is fascinating.
Now, I want to point out something. Due process. I'm showing you in the order it happens, and I'm supporting it in law. It's simple, pure, naked truth. I'm not pulling in pop culture, dictionary, Danny's opinion to try and convince you of something. I made a point. I showed it to you in the order it happens, and I'm proving it as a whole. You refute me?
It's everything you're saying. You're backing with cold, hard facts as it's written in law. It can't be disputed.
No.
It's not hearsay, is it?
But when necessary, it can be nullified. What does nullify mean?
Nullified, as in stop, voided?
Null and void an instrument in law. Damien, how do I keep winning? I nullify the law. That is not attached to the Constitution.
Because it's not constitutional, therefore it can be nullified. Is it ultra virus then? Is it without legal authority?
It is de facto. Don't use ultra virus. Use de facto. De facto possession of the sovereign power.
Right, I see. And that's why you were explaining possession so well earlier on, because it's very important.
And the sovereign power is defined by what thing?
The crown.
We all bear it, a covenant that runs with the land and establishes our divine right to say no.
Brilliant.
Okay? Keep on. Is everyone having fun? I see no.
That's wonderful. You're simplifying what on the face of it would be very, very complex topics, but you're making it digestible.
So when you read the Constitution, you can see that in the Parliament, the King is with us, not above us. Now, we have one more branch of government. If we have a dispute, whether it's in private or public, who will settle it? Because I can't wait for to die and talk to God. I want it dealt with now, right?
If there's a dispute.
If there's a dispute, I don't want to wait until I die because to settle it to now on earth, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, certainly. Well, the King's supposed to be our representative, is he not? Or are you on about our representatives in the House of Commons?
The House of Commons makes the rules. Let's go back to that for a second.
Okay. Yeah, we've certainly got we've vested, well, we've given our power of attorney, our power of representation to.
No, we have not power of attorney. That is something very different. A lawyer can act on your behalf, but not in your name, not without power of attorney. Only with power of attorney can someone sign for me. A representative cannot sign for me.
They just speak with our voice.
Right. But a power of attorney can bind me.
I retract that.
It can bind me.
You're correct.
And when you have consent between two or more parties establishes law. But if it's not willing with a signature, you might not be bound. Might not. Okay? Now, House of Commons. What's that?
The House of Commons is, it's in England, it was for the commoners. It was for our representatives to go in and speak with our voice.
So that's the House for the commoners.
Yes,
Rules.
that's it.
Who's the Senate?
I don't know who your Senate is. We have the House of Lords.
No. Just what does it represent?
The Senate, I would imagine, would be the cabinet, the government cabinet, the
State.
the states. Yes, yeah, the government cabinet. Yeah,
You have two parties negotiating over contract,
Yeah.
also known as a bill. If both sides agree to it, they'll pass it to Charles, right?
he has to give royal assent.
Pay attention.
Okay.
Yes or no, don't volunteer. If the homeowners say okay, and the state says okay, we pass it to Charles. Does Charles have a right to say, no, I won't do it?
No, not if those two parties have agreed.
He has a right to say no. We can't force him to administer a law. Have you ever heard of the president vetoing a law?
Yes.
Signify it, but she doesn't have to. If she doesn't do it at all, it times out. So, even though we say okay, and the state says okay, the monarch can say no. But if the monarch says, yeah, I'll sweep the hallway to show acceptance, she's going to have royal assent. And everyone now agrees. Three parties, one public contract known as a statute. Now, who's this?
The Governor General.
Right? And the Governor General said appoint what?
The judges.
Of what?
Superior, district, and county courts in each province.
The Minister of Justice has to appoint a judge. But we have powers for the legislature. These are the powers, Parliament, meaning Ottawa. Powers for the provinces. Now, scrolling up to the federal, public debt, knows the limitation, unemployment. Okay, do you see anywhere, any subject matter that allows the Parliament to do a hurt?
To do any?
The Constitution of its parts.
No. But it's fascinating how you've pointed out the limitations just with the capitalisation.
Now, there's one exception.
I see here, except the Constitution of Courts of Criminal Jurisdiction.
So they can do a federal court criminal.
Yeah. So it is written. So it should be.
Not administrative. All right?
Yeah.
And going back up, oops, what's that say?
Where's this? Right. The classes of subjects, and there's a limitation there.
Yep. What's that word right there? Tell me the name of a jurisdiction.
Well, the subjects normally means us, the people, which would be no.
Nope. If you have an issue with jurisdiction, which one is the first subject matter jurisdiction?
Yes.
So, if Parliament does not have subject matter jurisdiction to make the Constitution of a court except in law, does the Parliament have subject matter jurisdiction to establish the tax code?
Oh, no.
Nullified.
Brilliant.
Now, I'm in what category?
Exclusive powers of provincial legislators.
And they also have specific subjects exclusive to them.
Subject of exclusive provincial. Subject is subject matter jurisdiction,
Yeah,
or refers to that. Right.
private, but it definitely applies to
The administration of justice in the province, including the constitution, maintenance and organisation of provincial courts, both of civil and of criminal jurisdiction, and including procedure and civil matters in those courts. So that's including the constitution.
the court. So, a court, federal, provincial, a court, or are they provincial?
This one's provincial.
Right. No, federal.
Yeah.
Coming back, are the judges federal or provincial?
Provincial.
No.
Oh, no, the judges are federal then. Right.
Yeah.
So the judges are federal, but that's to do with provincial courts.
That's the constitution. It's a land.
Yes.
Okay? People live in provinces. So the provinces, the provinces control, they take care of the administration provincially. But we separate the power of the judge. Now, read that.
Right. Provincial judges. Appointment of provincial judges. 42, subsection 1. The Lieutenant Governor in Council, on the recommendation of the Attorney General, may appoint such provincial judges as are considered necessary. The Governor General, on the other one, it was the Lieutenant General and the Attorney General.
And then, pay attention,
Okay.
who constitutionally, because I'm in the Constitution at the moment, I'll tell you, who has the exclusive authority to appoint judges.
The Queen vested that power in the Governor General.
No, the Queen didn't. The Constitution did.
The Constitution. Okay. So, no, it's Lieutenant Governor in Council.
They have the power to appoint a judge. Only statutory. To hear statutory power, it means they have no subject matter jurisdiction in the Constitution.
You got it. Yeah, I see it now.
Fine.
Yeah, totally. Well, you've just proved it. You've proved who has the constitutional power to appoint the judges. And this Lieutenant Governor in Council, on the recommendation of the Attorney General, it is nullified. It's a nonsense. So more trickery.
One moment. This is the administrative court. Now, before we move forward, it's written. Who is a court?
It's limited. For example, it's all caps.
Who is it for?
Appeal for the.
Ontario is who?
That's not you guys. That's a corporation, is it?
No, it's the people.
It's
They're people.
What, the Court of Appeal for Ontario? Excellent.
Inherent jurisdiction.
Okay.
Provincial court, federal judge.
So you've separated the two, the common law and the administrative. You pulled them apart there.
Yeah.
That's great.
Now look at this. Superior Court of Justice, not of Ontario, of Justice. And it's for Ontario. Common law. Provincial, federal judge. And that all the superior courts are listed here. Now, what is different between what I have highlighted, Ontario Court, Superior Court?
Is it that one is for the people, the common law, the other's administrative?
This is the state court.
Ah, right.
But you pointed something out to me, and I hadn't noticed it till now. I'm moving back. Notice the Superior Court is written as pepper, and that is all caps.
Yes.
That means living. Real and living.
That's a real living.
Real and living. Those assholes. Is that one in all caps? What did it tell you about the all caps name?
It limits.
No, it's artificial.
And it's artificial, yeah.
not living, but real and artificial.
Does it denote corporate?
Why is that Court of Appeal artificial?
Is that to bring it into the administrative realm?
Do you
Yeah.
remember who has the authority to appoint judges?
The Governor General.
Who's that? The harlot. Who's that?
That's what, the Prime Minister?
Is the Prime Minister the Governor General?
No.
What did the Prime Minister do?
He's supposed to be the...
Read the harlot.
Pardon?
Read the harlot.
Oh.
What did the Prime Minister do?
Appointment of the Honourable Michael, the judge of the Court of Appeal for Ontario.
And is that not artificial?
Right, I see. That's not
And
the
what
same, is it?
Today's the deadline. This is on my website. Today's the deadline for him and her, Nicholas and Tulak, to do as I demanded. I told them to return.
Could you
And
send me those so we
it's
can
on my
attach those?
website. It's
Pardon?
on my website right here.
It's on your Canadian Law Study group.
Right there.
Excellent. Right. Well, we'll make sure there's links included with this video. That's going to be very important for people to read.
Yeah. All right. So I've shown you how to nullify law and how a system is set up. We have no Prime Minister with authority or power in law. And I'm going to show one more thing. And then we'll help fix it.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why is this false title, this Prime Minister,
I'll show you.
think that he can...
Show you. Wait.
I mean, you know what I'm going to ask, don't you?
Yeah. What is the constitutional instrument for Prime Minister?
The Constitution instrument, none.
And
His Majesty's pleasure. So he's bloody hell. Well, what a find. So you've got the appointer, you've got the term length at His Majesty's pleasure, instrument, none. That
Who
says
does
it all.
who does he serve? Does he serve the Crown? Is it of Canada? Or is it of a state other than Canada?
He serves only Charles III. And you've just proved that. Fascinating.
Read the chat out loud.
Does that not make Charles III...
Of a state other than Canada.
But the Prime Minister...
This is not of Canada.
No, of course not. He's not been granted any authority under a constitutional instrument. He's there purely at His Majesty's pleasure.
Shut up.
The Prime Minister is not of Canada. No constituting instrument. Yeah.
With no constituting instrument that not make Prime Minister an agent of a state other than Canada.
Yes. Yeah. The Prime Minister's not serving Canada.
He is an agent of a state other than Canada.
Is he an agent of the state other than Canada? Yes, correct. That's correct.
All right. Pay attention.
Treason.
Stop.
Yeah, treason.
Stop.
Everyone commits treason who in Canada, wow,
Read it out loud.
without lawful authority communicates or makes available to an agent of a state other than Canada. My words. You've nailed it.
No.
Absolutely nailed it. That he knows or ought to know may be used by that state for a purpose prejudicial to the safety or defence of Canada.
When they are so careful, capitalizing certain words and other words are not capitalized, then you know they know. Now, read that.
Oh, where are we? Oh, yes. High treason. High treason, 46 subsection 1. Everyone commits high treason who in Canada levies war against Canada or does any act preparatory to or...
Stop. Who is Canada?
The people.
Yeah, I'm not quite
Wow.
done. Read the whole passage from the beginning. Remember what we said earlier about
Overthrowing. Yeah, yes. I see the relevance. Overthrowing the government of Canada. Everyone commits treason who in Canada uses force or violence for the purpose of overthrowing the government of Canada or a province. Wow. Wow. It's incredible.
I've nailed it.
You have nailed it. You have.
I'm running out of the computer. I want this video to do a second video on how to fix it.
We'd love that. We'd love that. That's voice pending. So when you're ready, we'll do it.
Next week.
Yes, next week. I'm good.
I'm in.
Okay, excellent. And yes, that is amazing, Amanda. Observer to meeting group chat said.
It's simple, easy to follow, and provable.
Yes. Even a tired Damien could follow it this evening.
Not complicated.
That's right.
Now, I want to end with a plug. I'm going to ask you to share Dr. Gray's first dictionary first. If not for that first, I wouldn't have gotten here as fast as I have. The knowledge from that first has helped me immensely. And if we want to learn how to apply law,
Amanda, we advocate that course. We really advocate it. We've had Dr. Graves on as well. We've really promoted it and pushed it because we're the same. Gavin and I would not be where we are if we hadn't have done the course. It's life-changing, really empowering.
All I've done is focus on studying the rules of law. I want to know the rules so I know how to win.
You've got it. You've got it. And it's a beautifully simple format. It's my 10-year-old son could do the course. It's beautiful. And it's just obviously going through your own criminal and civil procedure rules. It's applicable, I think, in all jurisdictions. It's fantastic. So, no, we do promote it. We advocate it. All I can say is bravo and thank you.
And that brings us to the end of this enlightening discussion with Amanda Ridding and the Canadian Law Study Group. Today, we've explored the foundations of the Canadian Constitution, the balance of common and administrative law, and the principles that safeguard individual rights and freedoms. If you found this discussion insightful, we encourage you to continue your journey of learning. Visit Amanda's website at CanadianLawStudyGroup.com for more resources and to join a community dedicated to understanding and upholding the law. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share it with others who may benefit, and subscribe to stay informed about future content. Together, let's build a world rooted in knowledge, justice, and empowerment. Until next time, we wish you good health, clarity of purpose, and the courage to stay empowered.
Do you find the legal system overwhelming and wish you had the knowledge and skill sets to control judges, persuade attorneys, and win your case? Well, look no further. Sovereign Empowerment is proud to announce our partnership with Dr. Frederick Graves so that we can bring you the Jurisdictionary Law course, How to Win in Court, your ultimate resource for mastering the courtroom. Unlock powerful case-winning strategies as you learn to control judges like never before. This comprehensive course eliminates guesswork and empowers you to navigate the legal landscape with absolute confidence. With step-by-step instructions, flowcharts, and outlines, you'll have all the tools you need to persuade and control judges in any case or court. Learn from a seasoned attorney with over 40 years of winning experience who has distilled his expertise into this comprehensive program. Access everything you need in one single package, including sample forms, video seminars, audio clips, and in-depth case-winning classes. Learn at your own pace, anytime, anywhere. Our 24/7 online access allows you to tailor your learning experience to fit your schedule. Access the course on your smartphone, tablet, or computer and become a legal master whenever and wherever you want. Benefit from a suite of powerful tools, including a free online legal research tool, a legal dictionary with common sense definitions, and an exclusive Q&A forum to connect with fellow students and obtain expert guidance. Good people have suffered too long at the hands of power because they just didn't know how to fight back. Now, in a matter of just a few days, you can acquire the tools and knowledge that takes law students years to achieve. Can't afford a lawyer? No problem. With the Jurisdictionary Law course, you'll gain the skills to win your case without expensive legal representation. Alternatively, equip your own legal consult with the tools and tactics to fight effectively on your behalf. Level the playing field and secure your victory. No matter what court, civil or criminal, conquer any courtroom challenge with ease. This step-by-step guidance ensures a quick and straightforward learning experience, empowering you to navigate the legal system with bulletproof confidence. As a testament to your newfound legal expertise, you'll have the opportunity to complete a final exam and receive an honorary law degree upon successful completion of the course. Showcase your achievement and establish yourself as a force to be reckoned with in the legal arena. Dr. Graves believes everyone deserves access to legal knowledge. That's why we offer the Jurisdictionary Law course at an unbeatable price. For less than the cost of a 1-hour legal consultation, you'll gain unlimited access to this complete program for up to 2 full years. Take control of your legal battles without breaking the bank. How to Win in Court has become the most trusted law course worldwide since 1997. Don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity to gain the upper hand in the courtroom. Enroll in the official Jurisdictionary Law course today and unleash your legal power. Click the link in the description below to become legally empowered today.